Hey, this week we're headed down to Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be hanging with Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn. He's got a bunch of four-wheelers for coming down the ride. We're going to give you an inside scoop on a big country music star's little slice of ATV heaven. Okay, we're here. We got by the gate. Kix is hanging out waiting for us. Let's go check him out.
How long y'all been sitting out there?
For a while, I couldn't get a hold of nobody.
First ATV I got was a Honda Foreman 400. It never had four-wheelers. They looked like fun. Bought this farm and said I got to have some way to get around, you know. So I got on that Honda and started tearing up the woods and pushing stuff down, having a ball. I did everything you could possibly do wrong, you know. Learned all the lessons the hard way, and thank God never got seriously injured. You know, for first-time riders, you really gotta appreciate these things aren't toys, you know. They got a lot of weight to them, and it's real easy if you're not paying attention to screw up.
We got some rides here.
Yeah, I got some bikes. Today ought to really be interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know if you'd want to ride today or not.
What are you talking about?
That's what I said.
That's what it's made for, isn't it?
These guys I know are like, hell yeah, son. Let's get it.
Out here you've seen these woods, and we've got trails out here now, but there wasn't any trails when I got this place. And unless you're walking, there wasn't any way for me to find out my property. It's fun to walk it at once so you really know all the nook and crannies, but I can cover 500 acres. I mean, really cover it and go places I hadn't been before and have a great time in a couple of hours. So, you know, for me, when I don't have a lot of time, if I have a meeting in the afternoon or something like that, I can drop the kids off, head out here, have a great morning, cover all the woods, the whole property and whatever on a four-wheeler, and, you know, still have half the day left. All right, all you hunters, you gotta tell her that it's rough out there. Climbed up, hanging on by the skin of your teeth, sitting up in that thing cold and rainy all morning. That's what I'm talking about.
I told Kix, that ain't no deer stand, that's a condo. He probably got a vending machine and everything up in there. Check out the swing. He's got a swing, a rocking chair. That is unreal. That's like a 17-man tree stand. You could bring all your buddies and hang out and hunt in that thing. How long did it take you to build this?
About 3 weeks.
It's better than a house. Look at the beams and the...
Cool, isn't it? I tell you what, the four-wheeler really came in handy putting these beams up here. We put the winch against the tree over there, had a pulley up in the tree here, just me and another guy, and used the winch to pull up and pull those beams up into place, and then he could tack them and hang them in place, and we just came up and shored it all up and bolted it all in. But this is big time four-wheeler action here.
Watch your head on this thing. I've been in stands before. You see quite a bit of deer out here though when you're out?
Yeah, we see a lot. I'm surprised we hadn't seen any yet. Hopefully we will before the day's over. They're probably kind of sitting down in this rain.
Man, this is all right.
The cool thing about this treehouse is the treehouse itself is not connected to the tree in any way.
Oh, that's cool.
The beams underneath are, but the treehouse is sitting on those beams.
Yeah.
So in a high wind or something, the tree has room to move inside these timbers. You know, it can blow back and forth where you wouldn't be, ordinarily you'd be popping boards and stuff like that if it was, if it was a really bad wind.
You might be a redneck if your tree stand
is bigger than your double wide.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if there's a fondest memory, but there's just been so many good days when I had a lot of stuff on my mind and, you know, it was just wound up a little too tight, and I get out there in the woods and forget about, see a big old buck will jump out. I love wildlife, and so that's the adventure about it. You never know when you go out in those woods what you're going to see, and I'm always looking and whatever. It's just a fun thing to do.
All right, where are we off to now?
Well, got a pretty good mud hole. And I'll take you to my second home. Pretty cool old place here, huh?
I thought you lived better than this, Kix.
What do you mean live better than this?
I didn't know
What's wrong
you-
with this? As good as it gets right here, man. Got a couple of rocking chairs, front porch, and the testimony of a couple of good turkey hunts.
Yes, sir. What more could you ask for?
That's it.
Kix got a nice crib. All them album sales, all you guys been buying their albums, you got to step it up and buy more because this is what he's living in. See, he spent all his money on his bus, so this is what him and Barbara have to live in. It's a shame.
Isn't it neat?
This is sweet.
You know, I haven't actually written a song here. It's kind of hard to get a guitar to, but I write out here a lot.